Hi, babies and gentlemen. This is Salazar from T-Look, and in today's episode, I'm going to share my thoughts on the perennial question: what is the meaning of life? Well, I can totally agree with a lot of people that before me noticed that there's a hidden question or a hidden assumption, presumption, and that is that life has a meaning. Now, I tend to agree with that assumption because, simply because, the question, what is the meaning of life, is a question regarding human beings. And human beings have this well-known attribute of assigning value and assigning meaning to things. There are some amongst us that I don't want to be talking about them in a judgmental way, but there are some people that have chosen to be against meaning. Like meaning is some form of shackles, some form of limitation. I can think about Buddhists. I can think about some well-known anarcho-capitalist philosopher here on YouTube. Well, I'm not going to go into that. To each his own. And we all have the right to interpret meaning in our own ways. Now, I personally think that meaning is what provides life, and specifically human life, with a very important trait, so to speak. And that trait is hope. I cannot think of anything that I can hope for in life, being financial success, being, more success for T-Look, whatever it may be, a better love life, if that's humanly possible, more friendship in my life, more recognition by others, whatever it may be. But I cannot think of one sole thing that I may hope for that isn't in some way tied down to the notion of meaning. And this takes us to another important observation, and that is that meaning is subjective. So the meaning of life is subjective. I totally agree with some people that before me have also noticed that the biological meaning of life would be to procreate and to multiply and to preserve our species. Okay, but that's not the sort of meaning that injects happiness, fulfillment, joy into my life. I personally don't want to be a father. I don't want to have kids. I don't feel the urge. I don't have that desire. I don't feel particularly qualified. Not that I consider myself disqualified, but I don't feel particularly qualified or motivated to be engaged in those sorts of activities, so to speak. And so, meaning in terms of preservation of the species, multiplication, replication, is not the sort of thing that rocks my boat. So what is my sort of meaning? It's the meaning that you assign to life. It's your purpose. It's the things you want to achieve. But it's not only the things that you want to achieve, but the mere fact that you are living with aims, with goals. So if you have things that you still want to achieve, that you're still lacking, the journey itself is the meaning. Okay? So for me, being alive is a matter of growing, of developing, of learning, of engaging with people, of engaging with the facts of reality, so to speak, and be more and more self-actualized. This means discovering who am I capable of being, which part fits better with my natural and cultural characteristics. And that's what really keeps me moving. Hope. What gives me hope is my meaning. And so there's this notion of self-actualization, which is very, very important. It has to do with discovery. It has to do with the universe that you are, because be assured you are the universe. And the universe that you are, looking at itself and looking at others, which in themselves are the universe manifested in a certain way, and discovering your nature, discovering what you like, discover how much you can be, discovering through experiencing reality, through engaging with reality, all that you can feel, the peak emotions, the really important things in life, things that bring you that feeling that you have learned something that you can later use and contribute and make others feel exactly the same. Things that you are so grateful for, even though you know in your rationality, which I think implies your atheism, which you know you don't have anyone or anything to be grateful to, but nevertheless you feel grateful. And that mystery that inoculates people with religious feelings, in my view unnecessarily, but yeah, this mystery, this aura that keeps you engaged and fascinated while living, while experiencing, always yearning, always lacking, but in a positive sense. That is the true meaning of life. I can even invite you to think of it in this way. You have a meaning as the object, and you have meaning as the process. So the meaning as a process would be meaning as a verb, the verb to mean. When you say I meant to, or I mean to, I've been meaning to, that's the core of the meaning of life. When you mean to be, when you mean to feel, when you mean to do something. And then the things itself that you mean to are also part of the meaning of life. So when anybody tries to give you like this bulletproof formula or sentence to resume such a philosophical question, such a deep, intimate understanding, always be suspicious, because nobody can give it to you. Meaning, as I said, is a subjective thing. It takes part on the individual human level. When you are in this, when you are in the meaning process, and this implies that you also are lacking lots of meaning objects. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I invite you to become a subscriber and keep your shit clean. See you in the next episode.
You can't touch this. You can't touch this.